what we're going to do is we're going to talk about setting up animation type characters. One of the coolest things that you can do is create a little eye patch for the minions. Make his goggles, his eyes, all of that stuff. So I'm going to make a new layer, and in this layer is where I'm going to work. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to draw a rectangle from point A to point B. And I'm going to fill it with a brown. Let's do that brown there. And a stroke. And I'm going to set the stroke. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to set the stroke to the outside. And I'll probably make it half a point. So let's click in here. 0.5. Hit the tab key. And now I have half a point for the stroke. So when I click off, it looks like this. We'll zoom in a little more. And this time, I'm going to grab the line tool. And I'm going to draw a line from here. Hold the shift key down to keep it straight to here. I'm going to go up under the stroke panel. I'm going to click on dash line. Now yours may come up 12 and 12. And let's take a look at that. When you see that, let's click off so you can see. It creates a line like that. Not very believable. So I'm going to click on the stroke line again. I'm going to go up here, dashed. I want to change this to 3 points and then with a 3-point gap in between. So now let's take a look at it. Let's click off of it. And it's a more believable stitched line. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to fill the stroke with, let's go with a lighter, let's go with that. So if we click off, we see it looks now like a stitch. So I'm going to click on the stitch. I'm going to Option Shift, and I'm going to grab and drag down. Now hold the Option key down first, then hold the Shift key down. Grab, drag down about there, and we're good. Now we have a leather band that has a stitch in it. Next thing I'm going to do is start working on the eye. So I'm going to grab my ellipse tool, and I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to hold the Shift key down. And then this circle, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to turn off dash line. I'm going to set it to the outside. I'm going to keep it at 1 point for now. Let's go ahead and take it up to 1. And I'm going to make sure that my color is black. Fill it with white. And that gives us our base. Now I'm going to copy. And I can do that by hitting Command C or Edit, Copy. I hit Command C. Then I'm going to paste in front. Edit, paste in front, or if we look, Command F. I always like the key command, so Command F, paste in front. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click on the stroke. The first thing I'm going to do is set the stroke to the inside. And I'm going to go up here. Let's change the color to a gray. Let's get this gray here. Let's set the fill to none. And then let's make it bigger. Right there. That looks good. Alright, so what we've got is the outer edge of the goggles. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle. Now I could do this with a pen tool, but if we're working with our shapes, let's learn how to manipulate shapes. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool and I'm going to select the background. That's the color of the minion. Direct selection tool, and I'm going to grab and come in here, click up here, grab a point, bring it up, and I want to fill this area so there's no white under it. Okay, now watch, I'm going to click on the gray circle and I'm going to bring it to front. I can go Object, Arrange, Bring to Front, or Shift Command Right Bracket. You know, I love my command keys, Shift Command Right Bracket. And now that is behind there. I'm going to duplicate it, hold the Option key down, drag. I'm going to rotate it, just come to the outside. And I'm going to drag it down into place. There we go. Now we have eyelids. So that's a good start. Next, we're going to add the ellipse tool and we're going to add a circle. And in this circle, we're going to get some blue eyes because, you know, minions look pretty cool. That is not blue. Let's try that. There we go. And I'm going to put a little stroke on it. And I'm going to put half a stroke just to give it a little definition. Okay, let's move it up here and kind of angle it in the center. I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to Command copy, Command C, Command paste in front, Command F, and this time I'm going to change the fill to black. I'm going to hold the Option and Shift keys down, and I'm going to scale this down. And as you can see, the eye is now starting to take shape. Let's add a little accent because it looks cool. Little circle here, no stroke, and let's fill it with a white color. There we go. Now we've got a little accent. So I want to copy the whole eye because I've already done most of the work and move it over. So if you do this here and try to copy it, you get the band too. Now you can shift click on the band and just deselect those areas. Another option, if you've got a lot of stuff under there, is you can select the band and you can lock it. Object, lock, selection, or Command 2. We know I love my key commands. Command 2. It's locked. Now I can't access it. I can click on the eye, hold the Option key down, duplicate the eye over. Okay. Now see where this band goes around? Well, that's why we made this a nice stroke. So let's click on the one that's behind. We're going to bring it to the front with Shift Command right bracket. And now it looks like the goggles are merged. I can select them both. And it's Illustrator, so I can scale them as needed without loss of resolution. So if we back out, we now have a minion with eyes. Let's say your minion is a little angry. All you have to do is do a little rotation on here, move it into place. You might have to do a direct selection. Come in here. There we go. Same thing over here. Just rotate it around a little bit. Try and get the same angle. You can even copy it if you wanted. That works. Now we have an angry minion. And his eyes, let's take his eyeballs. So I'm going to shift click on everything here. Shift, shift, shift. And let's take them down under this eyeball, or under this eyelid. So I'm going to hold Command and left bracket just to keep moving until they go behind. Okay, Command left bracket sends backwards, not all the way to the back. Now we have a very angry minion, and we've got some really good expression just with the eyes. And that is how you use Illustrator to create really cool animated characters.